we gather today as diverse and united family, transcending religious boundaries, to address this deep, troubling, and urgent issue that has gripped our nation: the alarming rise in femicide cases in Kenya. Femicide, the intentional killing of women based on the agenda, is a grave violation of human rights and an affront to the values we hold dear, with the recognition that humanity embodies the image of God. On January 4th, 2024, the stabbing to death of a 26-year-old Starlet Wahoo, a popular Instagram figure, in a short-term rental apartment, made headlines. On the 14th January, days after the brutal murder and dismemberment of a 20-year-old Rita Waini in Nairobi, with her remains scattered by the killer and some stuffed in a plastic bag, sent shockwaves throughout our communities. Femicide count Kenya, which monitors killings, reported in local news, recorded 58 deaths labeled as femicide between January and October 2022. In 2023, the organization recorded at least 152 killings, the highest in the past 5 years, and 14 cases have already been reported in January 2024 alone. The Kenya Demographic and Health Survey indicate that over 40% of women have experienced physical or sexual intimate partners violence in their lifetime. In all these cases, the blame has shifted from perpetrators to the victims. These staggering numbers only represent cases reported in the media and doesn't represent the true count, as on average, a woman or girl is killed every day, often by a close family member. Violence against women and girls is violence against the entire humankind, and should have no place in Kenya or any part of this continent and the world at large. It is disheartening to witness the loss of innocent lives, and we extend our deepest condolences to the families affected by these tragic events. Society's response to gender-based violence can be enhanced if we invest in seeking to understand some of the key drivers of the epidemic. The sacred texts are clear that we must seek knowledge. Bahu Allah Kitab in the Quran, Hosea in the Bible, and so many other religious scriptures enable us to see humanity as sacred before God, and we have no reason to take anyone's life. It helps us to develop and implement more effective responses. We can no longer remain silent, nor assume that gender-based violence is a private issue. It is, in many instances, a matter of life and death, and affect not just the victim, but the entire society and community, for even in some cases, young children are left behind without a mother. A matter of human security, it is also a matter of human dignity. It's a matter of faith, human rights, and is key to the prosperity of the entire nation. We all must thrive together. Men and women, we belong to one another and to the society. May God bless us. May God enable us to fight this vice in all circumstances, and call upon God to guide us in this.
One more time. No to femicide. so thank you so very much, Reverend Gikandi.
Please also weigh in on that.
Some of those otherwise abled people. Right, she is not yet here. We will proceed as best as we can.
One more time. No to femicide.
And so thank you so very much, Reverend Gikandi.
Please also weigh in on that.
Not just churches, but also institutions that bring together us from different continents and different countries. We have, for example, Kappa. We have these other institutions that are dealing in different countries. One, we shall be able to learn from each other what's happening from country to country. But because we don't have a law enforcement agency, what we can do is try and push our various governments from different countries, so that if perpetrators create a crime, commit a crime in Kenya and run, for example, to Uganda, then we have to press upon countries' collaboration so that they can be able to be apprehended there and brought back to where the offense happened. So I think ours is to raise a petition with the various government agencies and also work with our peers, our churches, and our church organizations that are present in the continent and even outside of the continent, so that if a case is escalated, then our counterparts will pick it from the other side and make it a human rights issue, and we can be able to project our voices. Ours, from our perspective, is projecting the voices and become the voice of the voiceless. And in some of those judgments, people have formed opinions on what to do and what not to do. And in some of those cultural rites of passages, men are advantaged because they are taught in a secluded place, and they are told many things on how to, become a man in my community, how when you become a warrior, how to defend a community. All those things happen, which women are not privileged to happen. Even with them, they do not have that kind of teaching. But also, older women were given the responsibility to teach younger women what it means to become a wife and what it becomes to build a home and to lead a family. However, in the recent past, as churches began to see the need, we have begun programs of initiation that run church programs so that we readdress some of the negative cultural practices that happen at initiation time. If you come, for example, to All Saints Cathedral, every November, when the schools close, we have a program called Ropes, where young men, but also young ladies are taken away for teaching and training. When men go through now the actual initiation, young women are also going through a process of teaching. And at one point, they were brought together now to have discussions on how to conduct themselves in that space as they now exit to become adults who can make their own decisions. And I know many churches are part of it, are part of this. Some churches in the rural areas now have segregated what they call traditional rite of passage, where traditional people go and where the church conduct the rite of passage as a church, where the Bible studies and looking at the Word of God becomes a priority as to what they are being taught culturally. So we have programs that are running already in that space, but we cannot say it is enough. It is not enough. I think it is just a very tiny drop in a big ocean. We need to do more at societal level, community by community, and I think we also need to exchange notes with our Muslim brothers and sisters so that we can ask ourselves, how do they do it? How do we do it? So that we are building as a society together.
One more time. No to femicide.
And so thank you so very much, Reverend Gikandi.
Please also weigh in on that.
some of those otherwise abled people. Right, she is not yet here. We will proceed as best as we can.
One more time. No to femicide.
And so thank you so very much, Reverend Gikandi.
With the Kenyans, please also weigh in on that.